Hey, welcome back to YT Finance, and today we are talking about the 4 best stocks to buy right now with $100 for 2023. This is the channel where I went to business school so you didn't have to, so sit back, enjoy the show, and feel free to add these stocks to your watch list. So we're going to be going over stocks that are trading for less than $100, so this could be relatively affordable for most people. However, if these companies are too expensive for you, always make sure to look and make sure your brokerage has the ability to invest into fractional shares. For instance, Alphabet, who is our first company we're going to talk about, is currently trading at $95 per share. But if your brokerage offers you fractional shares or share slices, you could invest into Alphabet for as little as $1. So feel free to check that out. But without further ado, let's jump right into today's stocks. Alphabet is an amazing company because they own the internet search engine Google. They also own a giant video platform called YouTube and an autonomous vehicle company named Waymo. Clearly, you're probably watching this video on YouTube and you know how successful YouTubers can be. And Alphabet is the parent company to Google and YouTube as well as Waymo. So why not invest into this actual company? You're clearly already using their services and or products. By searching YouTube, you probably went through Google and now you're watching this video on YouTube, so you're already involved in their overall product lifecycle. And if you like electric vehicles because you're an investor, they also own Waymo, which is a very well-known autonomous vehicle company that specializes in electric vehicles. Alphabet generates most of its revenues from advertising through Google and YouTube. However, the great thing about Alphabet is even if we go into a full-on very negative bearish recession and economic growth falters even further, that's not going to have a large bearing on Alphabet's long-term growth trajectory because this company is just too well insulated and they're too big to be thrown by every whisk and wave of the United States economy. YouTube specifically is the second most visited social media site on the planet, and if we pair that with Waymo's success, which is expected to control around 60% of US driverless cars by 2030, that is going to be absolutely phenomenal. I'd also want to add that Google is also well known for their cloud platform called Google Cloud, and Google Cloud has a case to become Alphabet's leading cash flow driver within the next 5 years. So clearly Google Cloud is a giant deal. So if we mix Alphabet's sub-companies such as Google, YouTube, Waymo, and their Google Cloud, we can see that this company is set for long-term growth. Right now, professionals believe this company should be worth anywhere between $93 on the low end and $169 on the high end over the next 12 months. Clearly, with just a $95 current price, we can see that this company has a large amount of upside to grow into the future. And the fact that this company is insulated from various macroeconomic worries, we can see this is a very safe place to put our money that could give us fantastic growth over the long term. So at minimum, go ahead and put Alphabet on a watch list, or if you already own it, feel free to dollar cost average down your cost basis. I also want to mention that Google has 2 ticker symbols. You have the GOOG stock and the GOOGL stock, so feel free to look further into that. The next company we have is NextEra Energy, ticker symbol NEE. This company currently trades at $88.28, while their price targets range anywhere between $81 and $102. What I like about this company in particular is that they have a dividend yield of 1.95%. For me personally, I own Google in my personal portfolio, and I'm also waiting for NextEra Energy to become a little cheaper before I decide to buy this company, but overall, both Google and NextEra Energy are phenomenal companies in my opinion. NextEra Energy is an electric utility company, which is the largest electric utility stock by market cap. NextEra Energy almost has a flawless track record of giving returns to shareholders over the last 20 years. As you can see from their share price, we have this absolutely amazing increase in their overall share price. And it doesn't look like their growth trajectory is being hindered in any way because over the long term, this is a phenomenal company. If we include their overall stock trajectory regarding their growth as well as their dividends, NextEra Energy has generated a positive return for stock shareholders 19 out of the 20 years, and that is absolutely amazing. Imagine making money literally every single year that you were invested into this company without any downside. That is absolutely remarkable. What I think really separates NextEra Energy from other electric utility companies is their renewable energy portfolio. Essentially, there is not another electric utility company that compares to NextEra Energy in this regard. The company is generating a very large capacity for both solar as well as wind-powered energy. So if you're very green and you want to focus on renewable energy sources, this company is clearly the company for you. So I would recommend at least adding this company to a watch list. I also like this company because, like Google, this company is very resilient and stable even while the overall economy is doing poorly. For instance, this stock is a pretty defensive stock because utility stocks normally don't experience volatility despite a poor performance in the overall stock market or US economy. The reason for this is that homeowners and or renters aren't going to change their electricity consumption habits while the stock market is falling or if the US economy is doing poorly. And this has led to very stable returns for NextEra Energy year after year after year, regardless about what the macroeconomic economy is doing. So overall, this is another great, safe, defensive company to buy that has a load of upside with it. And I personally am invested into both Google and NextEra Energy, so I want to make you aware of that. Our next company is Crisco Labs, and this is a Mary J stock, and their ticker symbol is CRLBF. Right now, it's just trading at $2.50. However, the price predictions go from $4.50 all the way up to $15 per share, and these are 12-month stock price targets. So the expectation for this company so far is that the Democratic-led Congress and the president were thought to have actually released new legislation in regards to Mary J, or the devil's lettuce, regarding federal legalization. However, this has not happened as of right now. So if this ever does happen where it's federally legalized, a plethora of various Mary J stocks will absolutely explode. The reason why this particular company is on this list is because they have a huge catalyst coming up. For instance, in the new year, we can expect them to officially combine themselves and acquire the pending acquisition of Columbia Care. If we combine Crisco Labs with Columbia Care, this duo will operate around 120 dispensaries in approximately 18 states, which is going to be absolutely phenomenal if this is ever federally legalized. However, even if it's not legalized on the federal level, we can see that this company is anticipated to grow their overall share price and their overall presence in this particular market. Now, for me personally, I do not own this company in my portfolio, but overall, I think it could be a good company to throw $100 in just to see where it goes over the long term. But in the meantime, because of the current macroeconomic environment, we could see this company lose some of their share value because they're not as resilient as the other two companies that we talked about on this particular list. But I would really want to hear your thoughts down below about this particular company and what you think of Mary J stocks. Moving right along here, we're going to now talk about Disney, particularly Walt Disney, ticker symbol DIS. The company currently trades at $95.33 per share, while their current price target sits between $94 and $229. For me, I think this company is probably worth between $105 to $120, and that would be my personal price prediction range. Walt Disney is a mega cap company with a market cap of over $170 billion. And if you're not familiar with this company, this is a media giant. They are most known for their entertainment. They own various production companies, movies companies, streaming services, theme parks, and a multitude of intellectual property. Right now, I really want to hone in and focus on their Disney Plus platform, which was launched back in November of 2019. The great thing about Disney Plus is that they're really putting the heat on other streaming services, considering that Disney is an absolute powerhouse for not only the shows that they can make, but also the movies that they are so well known for. Disney Plus has literally gained 164 million subscribers in a very short amount of time, literally from November of 2019 till right now, and they gained over 100 million people wanting to buy and subscribe to this service. Now, in the short term, Disney Plus is technically losing money, but they believe this particular segment of their company will achieve profitability by 2024. So they're taking on temporary losses for long-term gains, and that's just the long-term prospects and thought process that Disney has for their various products. Overall, Disney is very solid. However, politically, Disney could find itself in some deep water, so it really depends on what you think about that, which should determine whether or not you invest into this particular company. But to me, the biggest catalyst for this company is that they have recently brought back on their old CEO, who is an absolute mastermind, and he made many successful acquisitions for this company. For instance, just to name a few, while the CEO was formerly in power, he acquired Pixar, Marvel Entertainment, and Lucasfilms. So when you think of Star Wars, Marvel superhero movies, or very cute movies for the younger generation, you're going to think of Pixar, Marvel, and Lucasfilms, which are all owned by Disney. So again, this is an absolute powerhouse, and honestly, all of these companies on this list get a good buy rating from me, except for two of the companies, mainly in regards to NextEra Energy and Cresco Labs. We can hopefully wait for their share prices to drop a little more before we decide to invest into them. However, Google is a very strong buy, Disney is a good buying opportunity, NextEra Energy, even at its current stock price, is a good buy, and the Mary J stock is also a good one, just to give you some diversification in the overall market, especially if you plan to hold this company for the long term. But with that being said, I would love to hear your thoughts on any or all of these companies. Subscribe if you are new, smash that like button for more videos just like this one. With that being said, I wish you the best, and I will see you in the next YT video.